Hello my loves, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. Hi, hello-y, my name is Loey. I wasn't planning on making a video today, but I felt like I had to check in with you guys about the recent viral videos on TikTok. It's crazy because I made a TikTok about this situation literally 2 days ago, and like this morning, things are completely just a 180 departure of where they previously were. We'll go into all the videos, but let me set the stage for you. There's this woman on TikTok named Katie Santry. Somewhat recently, she and her family moved into this new home. And in her office in this new home, she comes in one day and sees that everything is just kind of all over the place. Her laptop is cracked, her belongings are kind of strewn about her desk, and she's not really sure what's going on, but she mentions to us, the viewer, that it's weird because they also just started digging in the backyard of this home when they came across a rolled up rug buried 2.5 feet into the earth. So that has set off quite the frenzy on TikTok. This ends with law enforcement, cadaver dogs. It ends with an insane news cycle that is still very active at my time of filming this. And you are in for a wild ride. But before we get into the story, we do have a sponsor. Before we get into today's video, it is supported by a sponsor, so thank you so much to Dave for sponsoring this video. Dave is the banking app made for you. We all need a little financial help sometimes, and that's one of the reasons I love Dave the most. Dave is the banking app that's leveling the financial playing field, and when you download Dave, you could get up to $500 in 5 minutes or less. No credit check, no late fees. It's part of Dave's extra cash account so that you can advance the money you need with no interest. This whole thing started because of overdraft fees. Have you ever accidentally overdrafted your account and had to pay that ridiculous fee? Americans pay banks billions of dollars. If you hear that noise, it's my chihuahua, who's also very passionate about Dave. But Americans pay billions of dollars in overdraft fees every single year, including a whopping $9.9 billion in 2022 alone. And Dave's first mission was to make these predatory fees a thing of the past by spotting its users the money that they needed early without the $35 fee. Download Dave today when you go to dave.com/LoeyLane. That's dave.com/LoeyLane. You can get up to $500 in 5 minutes or less through Dave's Extra Cash Advance program. No credit check, no late fees. For terms and conditions, go to dave.com/legal. Eligibility criteria and instant transfer fees apply. Banking services provided by Evolve. Member FDIC. Thanks to Dave for sponsoring, and now let's get into the video. It all starts 5 days ago when a very normal woman, Katie Santry, decides to post on TikTok about the fact that she thinks her house is haunted. At the time of posting this video, she had only 6,000 followers. At the time of recording this, she has 2 million. Like, people have been plugged in for this. Anyway, Katie comes on and says that something happened that makes her wonder if her house is haunted.
I think my house is haunted and I'm freaking out. Like, I'm literally shaking. This is my sunroom. This is where I work. I sit here every day. There's a playroom here, doors here. This is the space. I worked in here last night until about 6:30. Everything was fine. Shut my laptop. We close these doors so the dogs don't come in here at night. No one is in this room. I'm down this morning to work. The screen shattered. This stuff down here. This hanging off. But the kicker for me is that this that only goes on this shelf and only goes on this shelf ever, up here. Why? I've never put it there. I don't put it here. My phone sits there when I work. Why was that there? Here's the next bit of important information. So we're building a fence, and back here, we dug a hole. There is a rolled up carpet buried underground that we came across as we were digging this hole. Rolled up carpet.
There are some alarming things here. I mean, the MacBook just being completely cracked like that. I've only had one MacBook ever do that, and it's because I didn't know that you weren't supposed to leave MacBooks in the car in Michigan in the winter. But what's weirder on top of that is this rolled up rug in her backyard. And even stranger that she came across it, and now this paranormal activity maybe is happening in her house. She shows the rug, and I'm not sure if it's mentioned at this point. I'm just taking you guys through literally the chronological order of the past 5 days events. But the rug is about 6 feet long and buried roughly 2.5 feet deep in the earth. And this is something that goes underneath their fire pit. The rug is massive, and truth be told, with their shovels and their manpower, the rug is not coming out of the ground. And I get it, it doesn't seem like it should be that hard. So many people on TikTok were like, no, just dig until it comes up. But like, it's a long rug, a heavy rug, and it's 2.5 feet deep in the earth.
Okay, so a tree was planted above the rug, and it is called a blood good because this was in the hole.
And Katie is talking with the audience, and she's like, look, I know that you guys want this rug out of the ground, but this is not something that I personally can do.
I accidentally went viral for thinking my house is haunted, and I left you all on a cliffhanger, and I'm very sorry. Hi, my name's Katie, and this room right here, I think a ghost is angry at me because I went to bed and everything was fine. I come down the next morning, my desk is a disaster, and my computer shattered. First theory, so maybe someone tried to break in. No, our alarm was set. That did not happen. Second theory is that the carpet that happens to be 2.5 feet underground potentially holds a dead body. And, you know, that's kind of where I'm sitting because I can't get it out. The carpet is too big and too long. And yeah, it's just stuck there and it's going to stay there because we can't get it. I need an excavator. And it's digging into my fire pit, my stone fire pit. And I really like that area. And that's where we'd have to pretty much go to try to keep getting this rug out. And I'm not going to do it. So we're just going to pack that dirt right back down and hope that little ghost isn't mad at me anymore and leaves my computer alone once I get it back from Apple. And yeah, lets it be. So
they would need an excavator or some kind of equipment to get this rug out of the ground, and it's simply not happening. She also doesn't want to destroy her fire pit, which is in the direct line of where this rug is running beneath the earth. But people are still on top of her about this, and I would say that at this point there are pretty mixed opinions. There was a tree planted on top of the rug, and I'm not sure what it was called, but the kind of tree that it was, some people said it was used as a memorial tree, so some people are thinking maybe it's someone's pet rolled up in the rug that they buried. While others went on to say, girl, that paranormal activity in your house was to let you know that somebody was back there buried, rolled up in a rug. You need to turn this over to the police. And really, with no other options, the poster does in fact decide, okay, I'm gonna call the police.
okay, I finally did it. I called the police. They're sending someone here. I called and I said, hey, I don't know if this matters, but there is a rug buried underground at my house, a few feet under. And a few people I know, you guys, and actually 2 police officers who I know who are not actually in this county, but other counties, have suggested I call you. And she told me she's going to send a police officer over here. So TBD. I don't know what happens next.
At the time that the police come out, they take a look at the rug and they agree with the poster. This is really weird. I don't think she's telling them, you know, I had this paranormal activity in my office or anything like that, but she's just saying we came across this rug. Don't know if this is something important. We can't get it out ourselves. Police take a look at it. They say, this is weird, but we have no guarantee that there is anything down here. There's no sign of foul play. There's no suspicion on our part. And so we can't actually deploy all of this time and these resources into something that may or may not be there.
You need an excavator out here to get that, most likely.
Potentially, yeah.
You guys all keep telling me just to like go dig it out. It's not that easy, okay? It is so deep. Let me show you again. For everyone saying it's burlap, it's carpet. And I think it goes back that way.
So police say to her, look, if you guys want to get this rug out of the ground and if there's something in there, call us back. But right now, there's nothing we can do. And after this, everyone on TikTok is like, we cannot sleep until we know what is in the rug, babe. So pretty please start digging. And I will say, people were very like pushy with her. Like, she was doing her best. She's a mom and she works a normal job. Like, she had to go out of town at one point for that normal job. And people were like blowing her up saying, if you don't get that rug out of the ground right now. And I get it. I get the curiosity, but also damn, let the woman live. She gets over some volunteers in the form of some friends and they start digging. She promises the audience kind of nothing about a time frame, but says they're at least going to try.
We're back and we're digging. You guys weren't ready for us to be done. You refused to let it sleep. I have so many volunteers saying that they'll come and help us because, I mean, I may end up taking you up on that offer depending on how this goes, since the police did say this may require an excavator, and we don't have an excavator. Don't hate me because this is not going to get done tonight. It is not going to get done tonight, but we are starting the process.
By the following morning, people are so invested in this. I mean, Katie has jumped in follower count literally overnight. There are quite literally millions of people tuning in to see what in the world is inside of this rug. I am now seeing more videos at this point come up on my For You page talking about it than I am seeing Katie's videos herself. But she sits down, she kind of has a chat with the audience that is hanging on by a thread and sort of explains where things are at, as well as other theories she might have about the paranormal activity that took place in her home.
Update number one, I do have people volunteering to potentially bring an excavator of some sort. The ruining of my yard that this will do, just for the plot, just because. Okay, let's really think this through, guys. What are the odds that it's a dead body? They're probably low. Let's be honest, they're probably low. What are the odds it's a bag of money? I don't know. I would like that better. I would prefer that over having to move. But here is where I'm thinking I might need more of a psychic than an excavator. While the police were here yesterday, looking at the carpet and deciding what to do, he mentioned that he was the one who came when the next door neighbor died. My neighbor died in their house, and she can't haunt a house that is literally destroyed, right? Like, who the fuck is gonna haunt? That's no fun. That would be boring. Why not haunt the next door neighbor? The same day that my computer gets broken and my desk gets strewn about, they started boarding up the dead lady's house. It feels sus. It feels like, hey, if they're gonna board up my house, I'm just gonna hop over to the next house and haunt them and fuck their day up. And they also just started digging up a rug, so like, this will be so fun. If I was a ghost and I was a dead lady who had no family, because the cop told me she also had no family, so she has no one better to haunt. If I was her, I would haunt me. That would be fun. So anyways, yes, we will get this rug out. I swear to you, I promise we will. Secondly, are we now thinking potentially, if the rug happens to not have a dead body, is it the neighbor? Is it my dead neighbor that died the day I moved into this house, mind you? Dead neighbor dies the day I move into this house. The day they're boarding up her house, my computer gets shattered and she has no family. She has no one better to haunt. So I don't know. What are we thinking?
I do think that's really interesting that her neighbor sadly passed away right when she moved in. People don't care about the theory. They want to know what is in the rug. So for the next day, basically, Katie says, look, I cannot get this rug up myself. I am formally throwing down the towel. If someone can get me an excavator in my area, fine. Otherwise, I don't think I can get this up. People don't care. They still want to know what's in the rug. But this is where things get really interesting, because at this time, if any digging is happening, it's certainly not round the clock digging to try to get up this rug. Police aren't going to assist. And so Katie kind of does what she can, and she digs into her house on the more information side of things.
So I decided to do some virtual digging before we dug up my yard anymore, and here's what I found. My house was built in 1967, and from all the research I have done on the Franklin County Auditor site, before me, only one family has owned this home. So then obviously, I looked into the family, and they seem very nice, very normal. The house doesn't seem to have ever been used as a rental. I talked to the next door neighbor, who also agreed that the family was very kind, very normal. I've looked into the cadaver dog option, and from everything I've seen, the police have to order it. I have reached out to 4 different cadaver canine units in Columbus, Ohio, and they have all said that they cannot deploy dogs unless ordered by the police. We had the police come. They came, they saw, they didn't give a When they gave a ring-a-ling-ding to the chief officer, he said, "We are not deploying any resources." So here we land. There is a rug underground. We don't know why. And honestly, we might never know why, because I've already destroyed a tree that's apparently worth $1,000, and I just can't do any more damage to my home without just cause. The case may be coming to a close. I found the listing agent online. I called her. I said, "Hi, my name's Katie. I have a very strange thing to tell you." And I told her, and I said, "Do you have TikTok?" And so here's what's happening. She happens to be best friends with the daughter of the family who owned the home. So either this daughter, who knows, could potentially, be like, "I don't know, there's not a body there." But we should have answers. I told her exactly what tree. I told her where the rug is. I told her what was happening. She is calling her as we speak, and she's gonna let me know. I sent her the TikTok. She's like, "What in the hell is going on?" "I don't know, lady." And she just said, "A dog? But that deep and that long?" We're all questioning it. Get the answers from the daughter. We should know soon.
So this is huge. Katie now has a kind of indirect line of communication with the daughter of the people who owned this home prior to her. I think she's also mentioned it at this point, but she is like the second owner of this home. The original owners were the only other ones. The daughter's parents, also the original owners of the house, are like in their 90s. So first off, we get some word back from the daughter. And what's really crazy about this is that she says, yeah, we had pets over the course of our lives, but we never buried any of them on the property. We always cremated them.
The realtor has talked to the daughter. The daughter does not know what the rug is. She also asked her about dead dogs and cats and hamsters. And she said they had many dogs and they were all cremated. So she does not think there is a buried dog. So what is going to happen next? He is going to drive her to the nursing home where her 90 and 95-year-old mother and father live and berate them for the answers for us. She is going to see what they know and if they know what is in the rug and why the rug is there. I think the real estate agent that I was talking to is also highly invested at this point. But at the end of the day, the daughter's got a job to do. And so she can't go to the nursing home until tonight. So I'm sorry. I thought I was going to get a quick answer. I thought the daughter was going to be like, "Oh yeah, for sure. We buried our dog, Harold, under that tree, case closed, donezo." But that's not what happened. We have to wait for her to go see mom and dad at the nursing home and hope that their dementia has not wiped the memory of the rug.
We still don't have anything from the original owners, but I do think that that's interesting because that's kind of been everyone's idea, theory so far, is that like if this is a body, it's likely an animal's. But then the daughter who lived here seemingly for a lot of her life said like, no, that never happened. They never had any tenants. Nobody else ever lived there. The family that lived there got their pets cremated. Anyways, people are devouring this. They are hanging on by a thread. They are crying from the rooftops. Katie, please tell us what is in the rug.
I talked to the realtor again. I said, "Hey, did you hear anything?" And she said, "I haven't heard back. The parents are quite elderly. They are in their 90s. I was like, "I'm so sorry. We're just going to dig. So don't worry about it. Ignore me. Sorry to bother you." I'm so embarrassed. We're just going to dig because I know, here's what I know. If I post anything after this and I don't resolve it for all of you, you're never gonna let me live it down.
And she comes back with a crazy announcement that actually the police have changed their minds and they have ordered cadaver dogs to come out and search her property.
Oh my God. Okay. I just got off the phone with homicide. They just called me. They are sending detectives and cadaver dogs here in the next hour. Oh my God. I saw my phone ringing and it said Columbus Police. I said, this is fucking weird. I answered the phone. He says, "Hi, this is Detective Corn Nuts." I don't know what his name was. I forgot. I started to black out. "We heard about your situation and I don't know why the police, I don't know who they called, but they did not call homicide because we want to come. We want to take a look at this rug." He said, if the dogs do note something, your house is about to become a fiasco. And I said, I would assume such. So yeah, within the next hour, homicide detectives and cadaver dogs are going to be here in my backyard. And he said, as long as they do not note to human remains, then we can proceed with the dig at 4:30 p.m. EST.
So law enforcement arrives and Katie is documenting literally everything. She's live streaming as the cadaver dogs go around and sniff around the property. And to everyone's surprise and shock and horror, 2 separate cadaver dogs hit the same exact spot where the rug is.
Okay, I am so sorry to have left you hanging all night, but my whole house is now caution taped off. If you were not watching the live, both dogs sat on the hole. So the dogs run separately. So the first dog came out and the dog sat, and audible gasp. I thought that this was the end of everything today, and the second dog comes out, sniffs around, and sat. I will like splice a video together, but I still have reporters at my house. Cops are staying here overnight. Crime scene investigators come tomorrow and start to dig. And that's all I know right now, essentially. My hope is still that maybe this is just like a bloody carpet, that someone got a bloody nose or scraped a knee. But if somehow this ends up being more than that and we are able to bring closure, first off, this wouldn't have happened without TikTok. I was not going to do this myself. I have like guilt now that I wasn't going to do this on my own. This is only happening because of all of you little sleuths who pushed me to do this. So as insane as this is, if what is potentially going to happen happens and there ends up being some form of crime here, I appreciate you.
She stops streaming when that happens, of course, comes back and makes a video, a handful of them, just talking about what happened and sort of her emotions after.
So I'm sitting outside with my friends who were actually the ones that were here for the dig party and trying to like decompress from everything that's happened. My anxiety is so high, and I cried on TikTok Live with 100,000 people. And I'm going to insert here the video of the dogs marking. It was already on live, and that's why I'm basically going to share everything that is already out there in the world. And then anything that happened essentially after the police told me to turn off the camera will remain in the hands of the law. They will be here tomorrow to dig. And yeah, but here is the video of the dogs hitting. Oh my God. Oh my God. So that is the dogs hitting, both dogs hitting on the hole. And basically from there, everything went to I was terrified, losing my mind. I started to cry. I asked the cops if I need a lawyer. They are very aware that I'm the one who called, and they have no concerns that it was me. So if there's anyone sitting here thinking I did this, I certainly did not. And tomorrow, crime scene investigators will be here digging. They said that there's still a chance that this rug just could have blood on it. It doesn't necessarily mean there is a body in my backyard. This could be someone got a bloody nose. It could be anything.
And this is crazy. I mean, the cadaver dogs hit the same spot. Like, they both sat in that spot where the rug was buried. They're both like back near this porch area. And now that that has happened, this situation has become a lot more serious. Katie's home is taped off with yellow caution tape. So imagine this, you're LoeyLane. You wake up in a king-size bed, literally surrounded by a small army of dogs and cats. You go on to TikTok, because that's what you do every single morning, and your entire mentions are people tagging you in all of these videos saying that the rug had been marked by cadaver dogs as containing the scent of a cadaver. So I'm flabbergasted. And Katie ends up posting a video talking a little bit. I mean, this is just so shocking for her. I cannot even imagine what any of this must have been like. The girl tried to make a video saying, hey, maybe my house is haunted. What the heck happened to my laptop? It's so clear she's not taking this super seriously in the beginning, and now things have just completely and totally changed.
I'm pretty sure everyone's up to date on the latest. CSI is going to be here soon to dig, and I'm like personally feeling like this is so crazy because while there's like two huge things happening simultaneously that are also related but unrelated. And that would be the fact that I just went to over 1 million followers when a week ago I had 6,000. So that's crazy just to know that there's that many eyes on me. And if I had my Apple Watch on, I'd probably tell you my heart rate was in the millions right now. And simultaneously that this is all happening to me here with you, there's still police surrounding my house and potential of digging up something that is going to change a lot of people's lives. And that's overwhelming. And I will not go live while they dig. Honestly, I went live with the dogs because I thought this was going to be the end of it and it was just going to get wrapped up and the dogs were going to see nothing, the cops were going to leave, and we were going to be done with it and move on to the next thing. Go back to talking about toddler life and mom life and pregnancy symptoms and miscarriage. That's what I thought was going to happen. So I will not be going live on the dig. I'm sorry if that disappoints a lot of you, but I hope that you understand that I would never want, imagine there is something there and someone has to see that, you know, as a relative or, you know, I think it would be disrespectful. So I'm sorry to disappoint a lot of you. I will go live today, but I will not live while the uncovering is happening.
And I want to remind you all, I feel like I very often talk about fictional horror here on my channel. This is all very real. And all of these videos are coming from the same woman who has a child and a family in this new home. And she has all of these eyes on her. And I just can't imagine how stressful all of this must be, while also dealing with the fact that this house that you have lived in, this house that you probably love, that you think you're gonna spend a long time in, is now a place where something horrible may have happened. But the police get there and they start digging. And Katie is keeping everybody posted throughout the day.
Okay, so everybody's here. There's a tent set up and there's 9 police officers and CSI in the backyard. I'll show you, they've blocked how far I'm allowed to even go, and they're bringing equipment in now. So they put this up outside so that I cannot get any further. They've got a tent and a bunch of people bringing in a bunch of stuff. So homicide is here and missing persons, and now CSI is bringing the shovels out. So we can't go any further than here. And I can see news cameras set up over there. Okay, they're digging. They've been digging. And there's 6 of them. Some of them are in the hole. my Windex. I had to clean my window so that I could freaking watch. We still don't know anything. The dogs could have had a bad day, had an off scent, the wind, the rain, who knows? They told me that all the rain that Ohio's had from can like reinvigorate smells.
They're digging. Nobody can get it up. As I feel we have figured out at this point, we need an excavator. Police get an excavator. Unfortunately, poor Katie's little fire pit area is torn out of the ground. And then suddenly, digging pauses.
Okay. I'm sorry that this is delayed, but I don't know what's going on, but they did just stop digging. There's 15 of them, and they're just kind of all standing around like, I don't know if they're thinking about next steps. I don't know what's happening, but they're all just kind of standing around. The digging has paused. A guy with a suit has now come over. That's where we're at. They're just kind of looking in the hole, and they've paused. But the amount of dirt and digging that has happened. One guy's on the phone. I don't know. That's what I know. And here's what it looks like from my perspective. They're coming out from the back.
And when Katie comes back, it is with the announcement that the rug is officially out of the ground and there is no body.
You guys, they have recovered the hole, and this has been the most absurd, insane experience of my life. What did they find? No, they didn't find a body. They found a mother effing rug with some rubber. The question remains of why did the dogs hit? I don't know. Both dogs, not just one, two. I don't know. The other question remains is who broke my laptop? There's people across the street. I don't know. I'm so confused. There's no body. Honestly, let's praise the Lord. There's no body. I can stay in my house. Everyone knows where I live, but at least it's not haunted by that. But who broke my laptop? Who broke the laptop? Because we've still got the next door neighbor that died the day I moved in. Her house got boarded up the day my computer got broken. So I don't know. It's almost Halloween. Do I need a psychic to come to my house? I don't know. But the mystery of the effing rug is solved, and there is no body. There's no body. And they are doing a fine job at putting my stuff back up, let me tell you. I appreciate the way that they have recovered. This was the fire pit. That is no more. That is gone. So I will survive that. There's no body. Yay!
And while you would think that this would be a relief, I mean, it certainly is a relief for Katie. Oh my God, there have been people all over her house nonstop for days, and all because of a TikTok that she posted as a half joke. But a lot of people just don't accept this answer. I don't think that there's another way to put that. People just don't think that there could be nothing on the rugs when two separate cadaver dogs hit. Now, I want to be really clear. Cadaver dogs are trained to only find the scent of humans. They will ignore other animals. This is what I understand from it anyway. But there's also the possibility that they could get confused. I saw some people saying maybe pigs could throw off the scent, and this area is farmland. So there's that. There's other people saying that just because there wasn't a body doesn't mean there's not nothing. Police have taken in the rug for further testing and to investigate it further, and I guess to see if anything happened. And I don't think that they likely would have told her or us that. This is already a very public thing. So if they do have suspicions, or there is maybe further testing that they want to do, I don't know that they would break down all the details necessarily. So we don't really know where we're at, except that we know there is not a body. I mean, just reading through a couple of comments on this video, and these have like 50,000 likes, 100,000 likes, 130,000 likes. Someone was unalived on the rug, decayed there. They got rid of the body somewhere else and they buried the evidence, the rug. That's my theory. Another person saying, I simply cannot accept this answer. Another person saying, what if the rug is just a distraction and the body is deeper down? This saga isn't over. Something happened on that rug. Why bury a rug? That's weirder than it being a body. I definitely think they found something but didn't tell you, because why did both dogs sit? And Katie is honestly kind of there with us. I mean, she has just been sitting there and ruminating on this entire situation, wondering, how could this possibly be? Why is there a rug buried in the earth? Is there a non-nefarious reason for a rug to be buried 2.5 feet in the earth? And then you have the cadaver dogs marking it. And why did both of them mark it? You know, she's kind of with us in terms of not feeling like the whole story has been explained, not feeling settled in all of it.
I have still been sitting in this very chair, wondering and questioning why the dogs marked. Not me Googling like how likely is it for a dog to mark and nothing to be there. Yes, that's exactly what I'm doing. I don't understand. I don't understand. I will never understand. I will take this question with me to the grave. How did that happen? I'm glad. Don't get this twisted. I am thrilled there is not a dead body in my yard. Also, still confused at who or what broke my computer screen. My dead neighbor died day I moved into this house. Boarding up her house the day that my computer shatters. Tell me that's not a coincidence. I don't know. But I have seen a lot of really funny TikToks, and I'm so glad that this brought us all together.
And once again, this entire thing is moving so quickly. This all started 5 days ago. The last time that I checked on Katie's page, literally right now, 4 hours ago, somebody hacked her TikTok account and stole money from her, which sucks so badly. I hope that that is the end of her misfortune. Oh my goodness, this poor woman needs to catch a break. But I would not be surprised if by the time you're watching this, there are further developments or something else ends up coming up. Because when I tell you this has moved fast, it has moved fast. And the internet is not satisfied with this answer. So I don't think that people are gonna let it go until we get one. Ultimately, this entire thing is insane. And if you wanna know what I think personally, I don't wanna go full conspiracy theorist on you, but I do think it's weird that both dogs hit the same spot. As a girly who believes in the paranormal, do I think it's weird that she randomly had her office absolutely destroyed, and that led her to looking a little bit harder at a rug buried in the backyard, a rug that 2 separate cadaver dogs hit on? It's interesting. It's really interesting. And my goodness, I cannot say enough. Like, I don't want there to be anything with this rug, because again, for this woman's sake alone, I want her to be able to stay in her house and not have to deal with any of this. And I obviously don't want it to be connected to some kind of true crime case. But if it is, if for some reason it is, this is one, I think anyways, of the most incredible examples of paranormal activity that we have ever seen. I don't know. I am so curious what you guys think about this one though, so please let me know down below. I hope you enjoyed this video, a little impromptu filming sesh for you. If you did enjoy, go and give me a thumbs up, and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. A special thank you to my subscribers who are members of the channel. If you want to join the channel memberships and get extra members exclusive perks like members only polls to help me decide on future video topics, members only videos, and so much more, you can click that little join button somewhere around the screen. We would love to have you. An extra special thank you to my VIP loves for their continued and generous support of the channel. I love and appreciate you all very, very much. I love you all very much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!